Welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Marketing Dude podcast. What's up, folks? It is a beautiful day. We're getting towards the end of this coronavirus, whatever the hell it was. But if you've been following what we've been doing on the show here, what we have been doing is sort of talking about what we can be doing during this time versus bitching and complaining and doing a whole lot of nothing. The truth is that the last 45 days, we've had a lot of opportunity to even work on our business instead of working in it. And I've seen two types of people, and I'm going to go ahead and predict there's going to be two types of people that are going to come out of this coronavirus curse. First half I'm going to suggest is going to probably be a lot of agents who are going to go out of business. And the reason being is that agents always go out of business, guys. 87% of newly licensed agents fail after 5 years. And the reason for that isn't because they're stupid or they're not fit for the business. It's because they were taught to do the wrong things and they're surrounded by the wrong people. It's very simple. But there's other people like the guests we're going to have today that have didn't sit down, and because coronavirus just sort of like came in, just sat there and was like, oh, well, I might as well just twiddle my thumbs and sit on my ass and do absolutely nothing. So the guests we have today, we honestly just met like, maybe 10, 12 minutes ago. So I get a text. I get these texts all the time. I everything we do here on the show and everything we do in our brand is all about authentic and being real. So I get a cool message from somebody. I think it was on my Instagram or my Facebook. Yeah. And it's Instagram, and he's like, dude, I like your show. One day I just want to dream to come on your podcast one day. It'd be awesome. And I'm like, what do you want to dream about, bro? Let's just fucking do it right now. Let's go out and schedule the show. But before I actually scheduled the show, I did look him up, and I see this guy's doing some videos. He reminds me a little bit about myself. His arms are all sleeved up in tats. The dude's wearing a RVCA hat. He's a total dude, but he's like a Wisconsin version. And he's a newer agent too. Okay, so this is why I want to have him on the show today, because I think all of you veterans can actually learn a lot from this guy, because so many people right now are like, oh, I'm going to get on video, but I'm just going to wait and kick the can down the road because I don't need to do it right now. I don't need to do it right now because things are good. I just made $25,000 last month. I don't need video yet. And then coronavirus came. And then all of a sudden you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs. Folks, there's not a better skill to learn. And unfortunately, it is no longer something you should do. It's something you need to do, because guys like this are going to be eating your guys' lunch, okay? And because he's going to own the attention in his market. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and introduce our guest today, Mr. Colin Schindler. Colin, what's up, dude?
Hey, Mike, how's it going? I really appreciate that. That's a very humbling intro for me there. I'm just kind of making the best of the situation, like you're saying, yep. and I'm doing it differently. So I've been an agent for about 7 months now, and have really gotten started in the video. I do my videos a little bit differently than just that boring walkthrough tour, but it's worked, and I think that it's going to continue to work and snowball in. I appreciate you reaching out to me. It was pretty exciting to get that message back that evening, and gather your attention.
So you're a new agent, 7 months into the business.
Brand new.
The reason why you wanted to get started doing video was what? You wanted to set yourself apart? What was your reasoning?
Yeah, I wanted to set myself apart. In my hometown, I do have a pretty large sphere. I was born and raised here. I spent some time out in Colorado for a little while, but ended up coming back. I wanted to set myself apart, though, because why would you want to work with a brand new young agent when there's so many fantastic realtors in town?
Yeah, 100%.
It doesn't make sense. So I figured that through video and through my style of video, I could really gather the attention of people and, develop a new market of
totally
clientele.
And how long ago, folks, I want you guys to listen to this guy. He doesn't have any bad habits yet, and that's the reason why he's doing this. The truth is that I coach you guys every fucking day. I can tell you guys the different personalities, the different people that come into our services, or the people that schedule demos. And here's the truth. Anyone, and this is a generality, I guess, but anybody that I see that's been in the business for more than 5 years is almost like retraining them in certain ways. Because a lot of us were trained that the business has really changed to go from, I believe, from sales to service, from chasing to attraction, because I don't think we're in sales anymore, and consumers decide who they want to use, not us. So therefore, we have to position ourselves the right way to be able to attract them. I don't think anyone is sold anymore. I think everyone is served. and that's the connection economy. So how do we readapt our business model? And I don't think that I think just the way you market your business has changed, not the amount of time block to do it. So let me give you an example of that. Like, this is, 2002 when I first started. You're just starting now. Okay. This is 2018 fucking years ago. Cold calling, the first sale I closed was from a list of leads that they handed me. And that was quite frequent back then. Brokers don't hand off lists of leads anymore. Like, you just don't see that. I closed my first 2 transactions calling through hundreds and hundreds of names till finally somebody said yes. But I can tell you right now, you just can't do that anymore, nor do you want to. So when we're talking about getting on video, the way I like to look at videos, it really is modern day prospecting. Now let's get into how long ago was the very first video that you shot, and what was the subject on? Because the hardest part is just doing your first one. And you're a brand new agent. Folks, this is a brand new agent. He hasn't sold any fucking houses. He doesn't have the experience. But did he say, oh my God, I'm not going to get on video? Or did he say, fuck it, I'm going to go do it? Which one was it?
Yeah, I said, fuck it, I'm going to go do it. I was very lucky. My first transaction, my first deal, my first contract was the listing. I know a few investors in town here, and one of them happens to be a really great buddy's uncle. And, despite knowing him and him knowing me, he was still going to go with another agent. But, I worked on him throughout the process of his flip. And he eventually, he got to the point and he said, fuck it, here you go, kid. Like, let's see what you got. So, from that moment, I was like, this is how I need to take this first one and run with it.
Yeah.
So that's how I started in the video.
What was the first video on?
So the first video was a little home on our west side, kind of an up and coming neighborhood. Beloit is a continuously developing market. So the first video, I walk through the house, and from the moment I walk into a house, I'm kind of developing a script in my head of how I want it to be and what I want it to do. And a couple months prior, I'd seen a luxury listing in Minnesota where the agent at the end of the video jumped in the lake. And I'm like, all right, I need to do something like that, but I need to do it sooner. I need to do something goofy. I'm kind of a goofy guy. So I pulled out my bathrobe and a coffee mug. And my first intro to the video is me, telling the camera to come in and get closer and let them on a little secret about this beautiful kitchen with granite countertops and newly finished hardwood floors.
Great.
And letting the audience know that, hey, this home could be yours. So that's really how I got started, and it was fascinating. I did not expect the type of response that I had, but I got a hairy ass chest. I'm a goofy dude, and I'm sitting in the kitchen in my bathrobe. Yep. And people loved it. It absolutely blew up. And
so were you nervous about posting it at first?
Not really. In the most humble way possible, I enjoy being on camera. I enjoy being in front of people. I'm a social animal. This coronavirus is killing me because I enjoy being in front of people.
Sure. And what did let's get specifics on the reaction. You did a crazy listing video. What were the results of it? Like, let's talk about views, engagement, and all of that. We'll get into some nitty gritty.
Yeah, so my first video that I put out there, I ended up getting 2,500 views on Facebook.
Just organic, right?
Just completely organic. I didn't spend a penny on marketing. I have a really great support system, family, friends who shared it. I want to say probably 20 some people shared it. I ended up getting 2,500 views on that first video. So, and I thought that was huge. I thought that was pretty big. Yeah. But
so let's do the math. So let's look at the math of attention, guys. Attention is modern day prospecting. Out of the 2,500 people that saw that video, roughly 10 to 15% of them are moving this year. Okay, so that equates to anywhere between 250, I don't know, whatever the 15% is. I'm not a mathematician, but it's a lot of fucking deals, right? 25 deals a year for an average agent is right. But, when we're looking at doing video and people are ask the question, how do you build a brand? How do you build a brand? How do you do it? How do you do it? Well, you do anything consistently, like in life. Like if you want to work out and get a 6-pack, well, you got to work out for a couple of months, right? If you want to build a house, well, you got to start at the foundation and pour that concrete. If you want to start at this, and it's no differently with video. See, a lot of us just want to go out and have like this one hit wonder that the one video is just going to solve all of our problems. Like we think we're going to go out there and create a Dollar Shave Club like video and go viral. Folks, it doesn't happen that way. Granted, if you get a viral video, God bless you. But the vast, vast, vast majority of people, that's not going to happen. Ultimately, what's going to build your brand to attract business is when you're consistent with your communication to the audience that are responsible for sending you business in the first place. And those are the relationships that you have in life. Right. So, and especially here's what I see all the time too. And I'm going to ask you a question. I know the answer to it. I think I'm going to know the answer to it. But as a new agent, the biggest connection you have is how many people did you, the first 3 months that you were licensed, how many people, friends, family, did you log on to Facebook and find out that they bought or sold a house without you?
Yeah, I mean, it was really frustrating too, especially like right in the beginning, right before people, knew fully what you were doing. I had friends that I went to high school with, and, it's always that conversation of, oh man, I wish I would have known. I totally would have used you.
Yeah.
But, I didn't know that you were doing this. You just started. So that's frustrating as a new agent to hear, especially when they just closed the week before, or they just put a house under contract, because as a new agent, you want to get a deal done as quickly as possible.
What did you do before real estate?
So I graduated from college. I was hired by Edward Jones to be a financial advisor.
It's totally not your cup of tea.
Not my cup of tea. I went backpacking prior to starting with them. They allowed me to go backpacking for 6 weeks out in Colorado, and I kind of decided I wasn't ready for that professional commitment and kind of that dictation of where I needed to be and when I needed to be there. So I moved out to Colorado for a couple of years, and kind of did my thing out there. And then I really liked seeing what was going on in my Beloit market here. Real estate was something that I always had an interest in, and something that I always thought would allow me to kind of live that professional, unprofessional lifestyle, like you're always saying. I get to be me. I get to do what I want, and I get to have fun doing it and help people out.
Here's what happens with every new agent. Same thing happened to me. Like I still remember it, super fresh. Your friends will cheat on you until you brand in your minds that you're their agent. Our friends, family, classmates, coworkers, past, they're our biggest assets, but they're your biggest disappointments too. But it's not, you can't be mad at them because they didn't know that you're in real estate. You can only be mad at yourself because you did a good enough job of letting them know that you were in real estate. So, and it happens for every new agent. If you're a new agent listening to this right now, it's going to be 6 months until your friends and family remember what the hell you do. Video just helps you get there faster because it's the most impactful way of communication. Dan Kennedy once famously said, Dan Kennedy is one of the top direct marketers in the world. He's since passed, but his famous saying, one of those famous sayings he came up with, that was that you have to tell someone what you do 7 times before they even fucking remember it. And that's so, so, so true. People would think that my brand, with as much attention as I generate, like everyone in my market knows what I do for a living. That's not true. Matter of fact, a lot of people don't know what the fuck a real estate marketing dude is, including half the people listening to this damn podcast. Listen, guys, I create video content for you. So if you want to get on video, I will make you look extremely cool. Go ahead and go to my website and schedule a demo. They still won't remember that. Okay. And this is live, real life, guys. It's that if I stop publishing this podcast, you guys stop listening and you guys stop buying my shit. Simple as that. Constant communication to the same audience over time, guys. That audience is your database. So what are you doing consistently right now? And after that first video, what is your plan right now? How are you staying? What is your, how are you doing this consistently? How many videos are you doing a month? Because I know people are going to be like, hey, this guy's only 7 months. He got 2,500 views on a video. I never even got 250 views. So some people are going to want to know that.
Yeah.
What is the frequency?
So I've been really lucky. That first video had a big reaction at 2,500 views. After that, I've started to attract listings, and getting started in this career, I was always told your end goal is to be a listing agent. Agents get burnt out working with buyers. Totally. They can only do it for so long. You want to transition into that listing agent. So I've been super lucky. I've been able to have a continuous stream of listing videos. I think I'm on my 4th video now. And it's something that grows. Like you said, you have to be top of mind. You have to be in people's face. So the more videos that I do, the more viewership that I get. My last 2 videos that I've put out, and I've paid a little bit of money. I will not pay more than $50 for a Facebook ad because I don't see the same return on investment from $50 as I do just strictly sharing it now that I kind of have almost a fan base. So my last 2 videos now, I'm getting 15,000 views on each of my last 2 videos.
15?
15,000 views.
Damn! Hell yeah, dude. Good job.
Dude, I honestly, I can't fucking believe it. And,
awesome.
You know, if you want to be a new agent and say, what should I be doing? Obviously, I'm not the end all be all. I don't know everything as I'm just getting started, but I would encourage you to set a goal. And that's the same goal that I had, is to become a local celebrity. You know, and not for the fame, but strictly for the brand, because people start to know you. It's great when I put out these videos and someone messages me and says, hey, like, I'm looking to buy a house. Can you help me? Like that's fine and dandy. But one of the best fucking things that can happen is when I put out these videos is what you're saying, and having people keep you top of mind. I love when people go out of their way to message you and say, hey, dude, like, I have no interest in buying a house, but that video is fucking hilarious, and I love watching your stuff. You know, that's even more meaningful to me than the person that reaches out and says, hey, I want to see this house. Hey, I want to see that house.
So here's the difference, guys. This is a really good conversation. The difference is that you understand attention, and you're not fighting for sales, you're fighting for attention. And because of that same reason 100%. Is that, folks, the business is always right in front of us. I don't know how many times I have to teach and preach these stats, but 10 to 15% of people see your content are moving. So when you essentially farm them with your video content, you become unforgettable and more referable. And that's all it is. It's crazy that we spend so much time chasing business when most of it is right in front of us. If we just kept our message in front of 200 people, you could probably have a really good, consistent career. I'm not saying you're going to be a millionaire, but you're not going to hit the troughs and the peaks and valleys that so many agents do, because you have consistency in your biz. People are also, people respect the hustle of video too, I've noticed. For this, I'm sure you've had similar conversations like this. People will be like, hey, dude, especially right now in coronavirus time, when people see you out there, like I got a lot of messages. Coronavirus, I created 2 new products. We went to work. We built shit we never would have without it. And I've gotten a lot of messages from people, same thing, be like, hey, dude, thanks for inspiring me. Thanks for doing that. Because people don't remember what the hell you guys do. They remember why you do it or how you do it. So no different. If you were a chiropractor and you did a funny, crazy video, your shit's going to blow up. Why? Because you own the attention, and the attention is where it's all at. Here's another interesting stat I see, because he's in Beloit, Wisconsin. So I'm from Chicago. I know where Beloit's at. What's the total population of Beloit?
We have about 37,000 in our city and another 8,000 in our town.
Okay. So this is a really small number. We're looking at about 45,000 people in the community. Now, this is how I want you guys to look at your market. He's got 45,000 people in his community. He can easily own the attention of this whole community within 12 months. Because once I subtract all the old people that he'll never get along with, it's probably down to about 30,000 people. Then I'm going to subtract all the kids that can't buy a fucking house anyways. Now he's going to be down to about 15,000 actual people that would fit his brand, right? It is not hard to reach 15,000 people on social media and generate attention. The other thing
I've done it.
You just did it. Yeah.
I've done it. Yeah.
And with $50.
$50 and some great friends. I also do kind of put some promotional, rather than pay Facebook for ads, I would rather run, hey, share my post and I'll give you a $25 gift card, select a winner, you know, stuff like that. Really
great.
Give some shout outs, do some fun stuff for the people in your community, and it pays huge dividends.
Totally. That's awesome. Here's what also I see on the smaller communities with all of our clients. It is way easier to generate attention in those communities than it is in like a major metropolitan area, because it's so damn busy in a major metropolitan area. So we have people, La Crosse, Wisconsin, we have an agent out there, same thing, because the smaller markets that I see in like the very like Midwest, blue collar America, or like even like a Montana, no one's ever seen anything like that before. Admit it. I know the people of Beloit, they're fucking blue collar, hardworking, just good old Midwestern people, right? That's my people right there.
Absolutely.
And when they see that video, they're like, damn, like it's just like something goes off. And in the smaller markets, there's a bigger opportunity to generate this attention than in the bigger ones, because I'm going to guess who the star agent of your market is and tell me if I'm correct or not. Okay. Here's the top agent of Beloit. This is who you're really competing against. My guess is you take them out in a couple years. Here's my, in terms of market share. Here's who this person is. Probably about 64 years old lady. She's got glasses, short hair. It's curly up top. She wears a red blouse. She's probably on a bus stop bench a couple times. Might have a billboard. She's definitely on the shopping cart at the local grocery stores. She's got blue hair, and her listing marketing plan involves putting a listing on the MLS, waiting for a buyer to come because she's been in the business for 25 fucking years. Does that sound like her name? Is her name Jane?
Jane? No, and you hit everything on the head there, minus the blue hair. You know, and it's funny that you say that, because you're so spot on with all those things. I mean, she's a great lady, super great lady. Actually lives in the same neighborhood as I do, and you know, I've actually been kind of prompted to see what I would think about joining her team.
Because you have something that she doesn't. Well, this is great. There's a paradigm shift.
You know, she's adorable. I told her straight up that I think that she could make videos more successful than I make videos, just because she's a cute lady. But yeah, no, it's funny to see agents who have made this their lifelong careers that have billboards, you know, asking me how I do this, why I do it, and, you know, if I ever thought about joining their team.
So right there, you guys, what we just talked about in that last couple of minutes is the whole plan. Like, people always say, will video work for me? Is the first question we get. And the only time it doesn't work, honestly, is when the people who see your content don't like you, period. Like, and if that's the case, I mean, you guys are in the wrong damn business. Don't you think? Like, if people don't like you, you're never going to make it in a referral-based business. And you can't always be prospecting in this business because you have 5 years until you burn out. Hence the 87% of newly licensed agents fail stat. That's true, folks. Tom Ferry says it for a reason, because it's true. So many people are taught to chase business. They burn themselves out of the business. You will never, this is a rarity. Like, if you could be a salesperson the entire way, if you could Mike Ferry the entire career, like how people used to do it, cold calling, doing this, God bless you. We are not built for that anymore, nor is the general public. We cannot prospect 3 hours of cold calling a day. Humans cannot stand that. And if you can, you're a freak of nature, and God bless you. But the majority of us cannot do that. Would you agree with that? I'm sure that's why you did go with the video.
Yeah, no, and part of the reason why I originally broke away from a professional career with Edward Jones and ran away to the mountains is, you know, I'm a very hard worker. I believe in, if you're going to do something, do it right. But I also believe that we're not here to just work our lives away. You have to find a healthy balance that's going to work for you. And chasing people down all the time to make sure that they know what you do is not the way to do it. Bringing people to you is how you do it.
Remind, don't tell, folks. Remind, don't tell. What are you planning on doing next with your video career? Obviously, you're sold on video.
Yeah.
So what do you? What's the plans?
I mean, I want to keep doing this and keep making these listing videos. I probably have as much fun with them as, you know, the people that watch them. And because for me, that's what it's about. It's about fun. It's not about the numbers. It's not about the transactions. I know when I messaged you and reached out to kind of give you some background, I, you know, gave you this many numbers and I did this and I did that to establish credibility. But, you know, those are completely back of mind. I couldn't even tell you those numbers right now. I had to pull them up and look them up. So I want to keep having fun with the video. I'm also going to be looking at other ways and talking with, I have another agent that I work with. I do the storyboarding. I'm the guy in front of the camera. Another agent that I work with, he does all the mastermind edits and shots, and he knows what angles and sound bites that we need to use. So sitting down with him lately, kind of talking is, how do we expand it? I believe it's also important to, you know, build this brand and build this real estate business so that I can attract clientele. But I also think it's very important to have multiple streams of revenue. So doing something like you do.
The Beloit Buzz, create a series called the Beloit Buzz right now and talk about everything buzzing around town.
I like it. And I honestly wanted to we have a lot of local restaurants that are brand new here. And I wanted to start down, and there's a restaurant, right? I'm down in my downtown office right now, and there's a restaurant around the corner called Lucy's Burger Bar and Grill.
Yep.
Best fucking stuffed burgers you could ever have. And right before all this struck, I was talking to the manager like, hey, every month when you come out with the burger of the month, we need to sit down, we need to eat it, we need to drink beer.
Yeah, that's fun.
A lot
buzz.
and, you know,
you could do,
buzz, but,
What you could do is, because you're sort of a boozer, you drink beer, right? You got tats everywhere.
Sometimes a little too much.
Okay, so the Beloit Buzz could be a bar Beloit show. And you could go around and have a drink at every single restaurant and ask them what their best buzz drink is.
I like it.
That's fun.
I like it.
And then you could also do what's the buzz on town? So Beloit Buzz could also be a neighborhood series too. So what's the buzz around this neighborhood, or what's the buzz around this new construction, or what's the buzz around the new development? The buzz will always be that, will brand you as being in the know. And the buzz is like you're always buzzing in people's ears because you're in their face. So it ties in pretty well. And you'll have a series there, and you could literally own that town.
That's the plan, and I love the name the Beloit Buzz, because I've been wanting to do something of that sort. So don't trademark that name on me, that I'll end up using that. But you can't be doing the same fucking thing every single time. Like, people don't want to just see listing videos. People don't want to just.
No, you just have to. It doesn't matter what you do. It matters that you're consistent about it. So I want to mention one other thing, and if you guys aren't just hearing this on audio, you're not seeing the video. So he also, like I said earlier, he's tatted up with sleeves, and I've had this a lot with people that have come into our group, and they'd be like, well, I don't know if I should really showcase my tattoos, or some people say, I don't know if I should really showcase that I used to be this, or I used to be that, and here's the thing, folks, is that you have to like scream who the hell you are from the rooftops and not have any bit of reservation on it. Like, you cannot be shy to voice who the hell you are, because that's ultimately what people are attracted to. Nobody likes the person that doesn't have the balls to say who they are and what they stand for. Nobody follows that person. And think about it. Is there anyone that you follow on social media right now that thinks twice about what the fuck they say? No, that influencers don't do that. People have an opinion, and people respect the opinion, and they respect a voice. So don't be scared to voice yours, and don't be scared to be whom you are, because the more you are, the more natural and the more authentic you're going to be. Just don't be scared to be yourself, is what I'm saying. So the reason why I said is, a lot of people would come in and say, oh, I'm going to cover up my tattoos because I don't want anyone to see that. And I'm telling you, don't. Like, show that shit, and just for anybody, don't hide who you are, or what your history or what your past is. It's extremely important to connecting with people and staying in front of them. And remember, people remember why you do what you do, not what you do. This is awesome, dude. I think you gave in a lot of good insight for our listeners to think about right here. Any closing thoughts you want to add to anyone who's thinking about possibly getting on video, doing video? Maybe they've been in the business for a long time. Like, it's not really for me. What type of advice can you give them? Because I'm sure you had some sort of reservations, maybe at first. I mean, it does feel weird doing it for the first time, but as you get used to it, it's normal.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I do some crazy stuff, but nothing too crazy to the point where, if you try and cram something too funny into something, or do something too crazy, it becomes washed out, and people don't pay attention. So finding a perfect balance where you feel comfortable of attention getting and professionalism. And I would have to say, kind of going back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier with, how did you feel about releasing that first video? I felt very confident. I like to be in front of the camera. I like to be goofy. I like to be different. And not everyone has that, but you can develop that. Confidence is something that anybody can develop. It takes practice in doing it. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to feel, and the results will continue to generate themselves. And it becomes a no-brainer. Nobody picks up something for the first time and is a perfect person or an all-star at it. I love getting feedback on my videos. I love when people tell me like, hey, maybe you should have done this. Maybe you should have done that instead. No product that you put out there is ever perfect. So you talk about it on your podcast all the time. Get that idea of perfection out of your head. Stumble over some words. Be you. You don't take the shot 59 times until you have the most perfect fucking thing that there ever was, because that's not going to happen. And it doesn't make for good content. So new agents, get on video, do it. You're going to see it pay huge dividends. Older agents who are like, I wish that I could do that. I want to do that. Do it and just start. Start anywhere you can and just build on it.
Yep. And even if you're an older agent, maybe find someone like a Colin in your market, just like the agent did to him. That's a smart move. Because the truth is that you'll probably, if you've been doing this for 20, 25 years, a lot of you are going to be really hard to get started on video. But if you bring somebody into your team with that experience, or you could hire a real estate marketing dude and we could do it for you. It's not hard, right? But you do need to bring in that team. And I believe everybody needs a media department on their team going forward. Everyone needs media, period. Dude, we appreciate you coming on today. Thanks for sharing your story. I think people listen to what this guy's doing. The show isn't always about bringing on the people who are making $30 million a year, but a lot of it is bringing on people that are actually in the trenches doing this shit that are seeing results. And this is just one of them. And again, it goes to show you that you don't have to be in the business for a year. What you have to do is earn respect, earn trust, and nurture the relationships you already have. Folks, if you like this show today, go ahead and give us a review. Follow us on our YouTube channel, Facebook, and Instagram, therealestatemarketingdude.com. Folks, if you want us to script, edit, and distribute your videos, or at least show you how, we can do that. Go ahead and visit our website. I have all of our scripts available for download. You want 3 years worth of scripts? Great. Go to my website and download them. You need scripting, editing, and distribution? Great. Go to my website and get it. Do you need any help? Do you need the coaching, the training? Great. Go to my website and get it. Folks, anything that you want to do with content creation to build your personal brand and start attracting a lot of business, and more importantly, owning the attention of the people that are responsible for generating all your business, then a real estate marketing dude is all you need. You don't need a videographer. You just need a dude. Thanks for listening, folks. We appreciate your time and your patience and your reviews, and most importantly, your listenership. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.